I'm Stacy Gordon. Welcome to That's My Jam. So as promised, today we are going to attempt some sugar-free ice cream. I'm going to be using a sugar-free sweetener, but some ingredients such as milk do contain some natural sugars. I've never made this before. I don't know what we're going to get. So I guess if the ice cream turns out terrible, I just won't publish this video, which means if I did publish this video, it must have turned out well. Either way, you need to make sure before you even get started that your freezer bowl has been in your freezer at least 24 hours. So let's talk about the sugar-free sweetener I'm going to be using today. I ended up landing on this Truvia. I'm not a big fan of artificial sweeteners because I don't like the chemicals in them. This is made from the stevia plant and is probably the most natural sugar substitute I could find. Now, I usually use regular milk for my ice cream, but I was reading online that this evaporated milk has a little bit less natural sugar. So we're going to try that today. This is a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, so about a cup and a half. I'm going to go ahead and use this entire can. This Truvia has a pretty nice looking texture. It's not powdery like some artificial sweeteners. It's kind of granulated looking. It looks a lot like regular sugar. I'm going to mix 3/4 cup of our Truvia with 2 tablespoons unsweetened cocoa. I'm going to use a fork to mix the cocoa up in the sweetener. Next, I'll add our blend of sweetener and cocoa. A dash of salt. Now we're going to put this on a medium speed until it's well blended. Next, we'll add 2 cups of heavy cream. Next, we'll add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is going to go back on a medium speed until everything is thoroughly blended. Because of the cocoa, I feel like I need to go ahead and put my whisk attachment onto the mixer. And I'm going to mix this up just a little bit longer because I'm still seeing tiny bits of cocoa in the mixture, and I don't want to be able to see that at all. The wire whisk did the trick. I don't see any more lumps of cocoa. Now we're going to cover this and stick it in the fridge for 2 to 3 hours. 2.5 hours later, and we are ready to make some ice cream. Our freezer bowl goes on top of the motor. Our paddle goes inside the freezer bowl, and our lid goes on top. Locks into place. We're going to turn on our ice cream maker and slowly start adding our mixture. As always, if you want this the consistency of a Wendy's Frosty, you can go ahead and have it now. But I'm going to smooth mine out and put it in the freezer so I can scoop it. Although I am going to taste this to see whether or not this video is ever going to see the light of day. It will. We'll pop the lid on, and this is going to go into the freezer for several hours. The biggest problem with filming something you've never made before is, what would you change? I don't think this ice cream has quite enough chocolate flavor, so I would probably either add a richer chocolate or more chocolate. And also, once this sat overnight, it became very difficult to scoop. So if you put it in the freezer, you're probably going to need to let it sit for a few minutes before you scoop. Obviously, this ice cream still has a lot of fat and a lot of calories. But I have to say, I'm super thrilled and a little surprised at how well this low sugar ice cream turned out. I've got friends who do low carb. I've got friends who are on a diabetic diet. This is something you can enjoy and stay on your plan. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Don't forget to tune in on Monday, and in the meantime, just keep jamming.